Welcome back to the SportsMax Zone. We continue with football. Action in the Jamaica Premier League resumed early on Monday with Harbourview playing Cavalier in the third match of match day 2 at the UE JFF Captain Horace Burrell Centre of Excellence. We have those highlights.
Both teams who did fairly well in match week 1 started off quickly here, and a strong challenge coming in from Lovell Palmer. There's English almost went through, so to be fair, he has been in the wars, English. And then Murray, look at that scoop, and then the dink from Brian English, and nothing Safari Chambers could have done about that one. In goal, and it was 1-0 to Cavalier. Priestley, Levy calling for it and receiving it, has some space to work with. Lovely turn from Chung, and it goes across the line. It may very well be an own goal.
Talked about Akwasa Chang not being effectively involved in this game so far, but Luca Levy a telling ball to Akwasa Chang, and the goalkeeper tried to get onto that one, and the defender tried to save it, but he couldn't. Jadine White, and then of course Doxley wanted to clear that one off the line, but Akwasa Chang at the right place at the right time, but a threading ball there by John Luca Levy, and it's 1-1 with Harbourview and Cavalier.
Ajay Chin, Courtney Allen, big chance! Oh, he skies it. The captain.
The skipper had that opportunity to make it 2-1 to Cavalier, and I'm not so sure why didn't he just take his time, put the ball on the ground. He probably would have scored, and he didn't even put that one on target.
Well, for me, still, it's work in progress. I thought we're a bit indisciplined in our press in the first half, hence giving Cavalier the opportunity to move out the ball and get in our midfield and dominate. I always trust my defense, and the award that was out made to young Talbot probably speaks as to that attitude of our team as at the time.
Well, as I said, the game in the first half, we really should have put away the game in the first half from early. We got a lot of opportunity, and we just went a begging. So, but I believe in the second half, we just lost the discipline in terms of finishing. I think we get a bit selfish and excited, and young players will do that, will tell to do that. So I think that's what happened in the second half for us. We just kind of lost the discipline.
And of course, a 1-0 win between Cavalier and Harbourview. Of course, these are the scores. Mount Pleasant beating Humber Lion 1-0. Waterhouse a 2-0 victory against Donby Holden. A 1-0 draw, that one we just saw. And of course, Vere United will be up against Portmore United, and Tivoli Gardens will play Arnett Gardens. Well, George, of course, we saw this draw. Harbourview would be the happier of both teams because they were yet to get a win. And of course, getting a draw today, something like a victory for them, right?
Well, they'll be happy because the Cavalier keeper Simpson got the ball, got the chance to bury them to ensure that they left with no points, and he missed it. So they'd have been happy from the perspective of avoiding defeat. That seemed to really be a certain goal. But beyond that, yes, the point you make about picking up 2 points from their first 2 games is a goal. This is the chance. Look at this. Oh my goodness, he won't want to see this replay. One of my favorite players, the heartbeat of the Cavalier team, and only he knows how he didn't connect with that properly. Under no pressure, and you'd expect a player of his quality and his experience. He's not an attacker, he's a defender by trade, but any competent footballer, and he is competent, should be able to bury that. And for that reason, Mariah, Harbourview is happy. Had this gone in, they'd have left with 0.
Yeah, for sure, and they would still be looking for that win. George, over the weekend, Mount Pleasant, of course, missing 2 penalties against Humble Lion. Do you want to talk to us a bit more about that?
Yeah, I was saying to Lance on commentary on opening day when we did the Mount Pleasant game that for a team like Mount Pleasant, the way the squad is built, with the attacking players they have at their disposal, they don't overwhelm teams in attack. They don't blow teams away. You're not seeing Mount Pleasant win 4-5-0 and 3-0 and teams fearing them, even though they have personnel who can be let loose. I don't know if it's the philosophy that the club has in terms of how they play, because even when Dookie was there, it was a bit conservative. Paul Teagat Davis, excellent coach he is, and outstanding ex-footballer, he also seems to have them on a leash. I want to see Mount Pleasant thrill and overwhelm opponents. That doesn't happen. They got the chance for the scoreline to be much more comfortable against Humberland, but missing 2 penalties means that they only left with a 1-0 win. It doesn't look the same on the scoreboard, but they have the quality attackers, but for some reason they just don't seem to get it right. And they have some young players who blow hot and cold. Daniel Green, Kemar Bushy Beckford, Cordell Benbow. Then they have the veterans like Francois Swaby, who came up trumps for them recently. So I'm just saying that they have the attacking riches, but it just doesn't quite manifest into a team that you fear. And Mount Pleasant, in terms of personnel, is a team that others should fear, but not quite. It's not happening for them right now.
Definitely not happening. And the other matchup, Waterhouse against Donby Holden. I know a lot of people felt as if this season Donby Holden would fire because they have a lot of experienced players. There's one particular player, Rondy Smith, and he has a lot of goals under his name, but he's yet to fire. What's happening with Donby Holden?
It's a new team, and Rondy Smith and the other new recruits to the Donby Holden project would, like every other team, have been affected by the disruptions to preparations caused by the COVID-19 situation. And so he's not in sync with his teammates. He's a good player, make no mistake about that. So when the rhythm comes and the chemistry comes, you will see a more potent Donby Holden team. But I expected that there would be some disjointedness, if I can make that word, to the Donby Holden approach early in the season, and it has borne out so far in the first 2 games. Don't worry about them though. They'll get better as the season goes on. And look, as we've said on this program several times, there is the comfort of knowing that there is no relegation, so that pressure won't impair the players and their performances. Expect Donby Holden to play better as time goes on.
Definitely. And as we go to the break, remember the Jamaica Premier League continues on Tuesday with 2 games at the Center of Excellence at 1 p.m. if you're in Jamaica, 2 in the Eastern Caribbean. Tivoli will play Arnett Gardens, and at 3:30 p.m., 4:30 Eastern Caribbean time, it will be Vare United battling Portmore. All matches will be live on your Home of Champions.